I'm so good at shaming my sister. We used to fight and argue a lot during our childhood. Whenever I shame her with something she did, like, "You never help mom, I'm the one who has to do all the help, you are so selfish," her response would be, "Oh yeah, you think you are so good? How about the time you stole my chocolate and ate?" We shame others for shaming us. And the problem is, often people cheer this behavior. Have you seen people who always find something to shame in whoever they meet? Like their whole purpose of existence is to shame others? Research shows that we judge and shame others on aspects we feel insecure about ourselves. Like in parenting. Parenting is a big shame minefield, isn't it? When we feel insecure about our parenting skills, which we all are, no matter how many children you have raised, you are still insecure about your parenting skills. When we are insecure about it, we judge other parents quickly. So we get the satisfaction of doing it a bit better. Oh my god, what a stubborn child. See how she struggled to control her? I'm not that bad. When we experience shame, it makes us feel isolated, threatened, and helpless. We go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. So we put up shame screens when we experience shame. There are 3 screens: move towards, move away, or move against shame. Moving towards shame is by seeking approval and belonging. Like, okay, I'm wrong and flawed, so I'll be anyone you want to be in order to be with you. This is when we agree with the person who shames us and do whatever they want us to do. Moving away from shame is by withdrawing, hiding, keeping secrets, or staying silent. Moving against shame is by trying to gain control or power over others by being aggressive or by shaming others in return. When we can't be aggressive to who shamed us, like if it's our employer, we divert our aggressiveness towards who are under us, like wife, children, our workers, etc. Although we all use all 3 shame screens, men mostly respond to shame by being aggressive or shutting down. All these 3 reactions makes us feel further disconnected from people and our authentic selves. Number 1, moving towards and people pleasing cause betraying ourselves and fitting in, which is a barrier to belonging. Number 2, moving away simply disconnect from people and exaggerate shame. Shame needs only 3 things to grow: secrecy, silence, and judgment. Number 3, moving against. Although it feels powerful at the moment and people cheer us when we do it, the same people who cheer us be afraid to come close to us. They think that they should be careful with us or else we will shame them too. So it fuels disconnection. Cruelty is never brave. It's cheap and easy, especially in today's culture. Practicing shame resilience is the courageous thing to do. When someone shames you for practicing your religion or for your race, do you tell shameful things about their religion or themselves? Or talk with someone who can be empathetic, cry a little, and just let it go? Which is the bravest thing to do? We can't stop feeling shame or develop shame resistance. As I said in the previous video, we can't selectively numb our emotions. When we numb the negative emotions, we can't feel positive emotions too. So the only way is we develop resilience to shame. Shame resilience is a theory described by Brené Brown in her book, I Thought It Was Just Me. It is a grounded theory on building resilience to shame by connecting with our authentic selves and growing meaningful connection with others by the way of practicing empathy. There are 4 elements in shame resilience: recognizing shame as shame and our emotional and physical symptoms of shame, and understanding our unique triggers for shame. This needs some reflection on yourselves every time you feel shame. Symptoms of shames and triggers are unique for each one of us. When we experience shame, we are not fit for human consumption. We are emotionally controlled rather than intellectually. It's important we should know our personal symptoms of shame so we can react with intention. Heart racing, face gets hot, mouth goes dry, time slows down, feel like crying, etc. We need to get hold of our emotions before we do, say, email or text something that we regret. Try to answer these questions. Who do you become when you are in that shame hole? How do you protect yourself? Who would you call to share your story? What's the most courageous thing for you to do when you feel small and hurt? Practicing critical awareness by reality checking the shame messages we got. From where I got this shame message? Is this true? Why society has made this a shame? How it works? And who benefit from it? Simply ask yourselves, do you have to feel unworthy and isolated because of your shame trigger? For an example, body image is a big problem in our culture and society now. Should I feel shame because I am fat? Am I not worthy because I am fat? Who put these rules? Who benefit me being shamed for being fat? Should people hate me because I am fat? Do people really hate me? And you would list people who loves you and with whom you belong. Just because someone was being so judgmental about me being fat, should I really feel unworthy? Should I attach my worthiness to my body image or my true self? Third step is reaching out and telling our story. Empathy is the antidote for shame. You reach out to someone who is empathic and tell your story and let them get out of you from your shame hole. Remember I said that when we feel shame, we feel like we are the only one who feel this way? When someone comes along and say that I too have felt this way, you are not alone in this. Let's do what we can do to clean up this mess. Shame can't rule us. Shame can't survive when spoken out loud and met with empathy. Fourth element of shame resilience is talk about shame and be empathetic when others share their shame story with you. You can't share your shame story with everyone. You should share your story only with people who have earned the privilege to listen to it. Don't share your shame story with these 6 types of people. The friend who actually feels shame for you gasps and confirms how horrified you should be. The friend who confuses connection with the opportunity to one you up. Well, that's nothing. Listen what happened to me. I've gone through so much more than you. The friend who is all about making it better and out of her own discomfort refuses to acknowledge that you can actually make terrible choices. You are exaggerating. It wasn't that bad. They try to cheer you up. In the process, they end up denying that the events actually happened. So you are exaggerating. The friend who is so uncomfortable about your vulnerability that she scolds, "How did you let this happen?" This type of people find someone or something to blame for what happened to you, and if there's no one, then you are the one actually to be blamed. The friend who needs you to be the pillar of worthiness and authenticity, who can't help because she is too disappointed in your imperfections. This type of friend will always look up to you. They consider you to be the benchmark and role model when it comes to certain situations. So you actually disappointed them. At the end, you are apologizing to them for disappointing them. Sixth type of friend with whom you don't want to share your shame story is the friend who responds with sympathy rather than empathy. I feel so sorry for you rather than I get it, I feel with you and I've been there. You can ask, what if we have not experienced the same thing? What if we don't know how it feels? But we all know how we feel to be ashamed. We can be empathetic even when we have not been on the exact situation. Sometimes when we have been on similar situations, we think that the other person is feeling the same way as we felt. But it's not true. Our experiences are never gonna be the same. But we have experienced loss, shame, betrayal, bullying, etc., haven't we? So we all can be empathetic towards each other. If we have one or two people in our lives who can sit with us and hold space for our shame stories and love us for our strength and struggles, we are incredibly lucky. If we have a friend or a group of friends or family who embraces our imperfections, vulnerability, and empower us with love and belonging, we are incredibly lucky. We don't need love, belonging, and story catching from everyone in our lives, but we need it from at least one person. If we have that one person or a small group of confidence, the best way to acknowledge this connection is acknowledging our worthiness. If we are working towards relationships based on love, belonging, and story, we have to start in the same place. I am worthy.